What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Little Wednesday night surprise for the WPF universe. I know we were not expecting to have another live until Friday night, but it was 2 in the morning, and I said, you know what? I can either go do some work in my house that I should be doing, or I can come hang out with you guys for a little bit and talk some wrestling instead of doing grown-up work that I should be doing. So obviously I picked to go and hang out and talk wrestling over doing work in my house. But hope everybody had a fantastic motherfucking day, of course. There's my right-hand man, my brother, Big D, the troll exterminator. I still forgot to ask Money why. What does calling you the troll exterminator mean in another form to people? we definitely gotta make sure that it doesn't have one of these weird secondary meanings that I don't know. Half of these kids today. I was not part of the pause era. You said what you said, and if you said something stupid, you got punched in the face. That was the era I was from. There was no pause. There was no automatically think everything's talking about the male genital that you say, which is odd to me in this world. But we're going to do a little something different tonight since it is a random wrestling live. And before we do anything, we want to give a big shout out to Avery Styles. For those that do watch TNA, that just watched their last pay-per-view over the weekend that just passed, Avery Styles has gotten signed to TNA Wrestling, and you know that's where AJ Styles started wrestling. So it's awesome that, you know, his son's going to be making his name the same way his pops did. You know, he's using his pops' finishing move, sort of the same gear, just in green. So we're hoping nothing but the best for Avery Styles. And damn AJ Styles, man, I hope one of these days we get you to come back, even if it's just a one-off. We'd love to see him back, of course. There's my Cowboys brother / wrestling. Yo, Chappelle, what up, my brother? Too sweet. Hey, and if you guys are into collecting the wrestling figures, man, I've said it once and I'll say it twice. If you are on the fence about whether you want to get involved in doing the wrestling figures or not, and you've been 50-50 going back and forth, this is the year to come back, to either do it or don't do it at all. I promise you, you will not get a better year. There's a unforsaken list of figures of wrestling names on that list that these guys could not get for 10 years. And on that list, 6 of those figures have already dropped or are dropping this year. And go to Ringside Collectibles right now if you are into figures. They just threw another gem up that's on the secret list, and that is Owen Hart, bro. Owen Hart's got his OG figure in the Hart Foundation, the black and pink gear. Comes with long hair or short hair, changeable heads. Unbelievable. D said, do you think it's a good move, though? Now he has to fill his dad's shoes. If I didn't see what this kid was doing in the ring before he signed the contract, I would be worried about him filling his dad's shoes. But I gotta say, what I've seen from Avery Styles, bro, the kid can go, actually. Like, yes, he has, he is living off that Styles name, of course. And then, his dad being AJ Styles is opening doors for him. But you know what they always say? When even if a door gets open for you, you got to prove yourself to stay in the door now. And Avery Styles can really wrestle. He's not just living off his pops, his legacy. He does bring his own shit to the table. Like he can do that spiral tap dive off the top ropes that Seth Rollins used to always do. I thought it was incredible seeing this kid doing this at his beginning stages. And the kid looks good in the ring. He really does look phenomenal. No pun intended on the phenomenal. Hunter, I can never find your movie channel. Chappelle, I've been wondering forever too why I don't see you on Tuesday nights. Chappelle, I got you, brother. Where are we? Ba-ba-bum. I hate when you go vertical, it puts it above instead of below. But Chappelle, it's right there. It's the underscore. That the line. All you got to put is the with the line Hunter 55. Yeah, line Hunter 55, and it comes up right away. I don't know if I can put it through StreamYard, but I'm gonna try anyway. If I can't, D, do me a favor. Or what up, Bulldog? One of you guys copy what I'm about to put into the chat and just re-put it in. So that way it'll be in. Underscore Hunter underscore 55. Yeah, so just one of the mods repost what I just put in the chat. So, and then that way, Chappelle, all you'll have to do is click it, and it'll take you right to it. And Chappelle, it's every Tuesday night, and I'm starting to do Fridays here and there, but every Tuesday night and certain Fridays. We're over on the movie channel. We actually we just had a huge giveaway the other night where somebody was lucky enough to walk away with a brand new $300 and up watch, and somebody else won a popcorn bucket from the Karate Kid movie. I was rooting for D though. I ain't gonna lie. I was rooting for Donald to win. I was hoping he was gonna win one of them, but and we do members giveaways at every month. There's a members giveaway on the movie channel. Let me see, where were we? Thank you, D. Yeah, so Chappelle, you should just be able to click it off from Donald right there in the chat, and it'll take you, and it should take you right there. And you'll see a picture. It says "Passion over Hype" with a bunch of collectibles behind it, and like the big thing, like the big banner will be like Batman spray painting on the brick wall that Superman's Clark Kent. But usually even if you just put the Hunter 55, it usually will just come up even if you don't do it the right way with all the underscores now. Because YouTube usually put you in the algo based off of your subs. And because the other channels in the 5-digit subs, most people that have the Hunter name, Hunter something, are lower. So we usually come up like first or second always, which is awesome. Oh, he said he's a sub, but he's not getting his notifications. So what you do then is you go to where you have notifications turned on the channel, and if you see that it's on right now, click it and turn it off. Leave it off for a minute and then click it again to turn it back on, and that should fix it. And you should be good as day with the notifications. And then if you still have any problems after that, let me know, and I'll see, and I'll ask about, and I'll find out what else is there that could be done. Sometimes it's just YouTube screwing it up, and they just not working right on their end, and it just won't freaking happen. But always know it's every Tuesday like clockwork. I try not to ever miss it. The only time there's not a live on a Tuesday night is if I'm out of town. And even still, it may still happen. Because even when I do leave town, I take my laptop with me. So that way, if I'm in an area that has internet, I'll still do it. We do have coming up also, we got NXT's got a pay-per-view coming up this weekend. I just watched NXT today. Man, they need Zilla. They need to keep Zilla Fatu for as long as possible. Like the big match is the Tony D'Angelo's their world champ. He's defending the title in a four-way match versus Grayson Wilder, which, hey, best decision WWE did was take Grayson Wilder and put him back in NXT. I don't think he was ready to be on the main roster yet. And I think it showed. So letting him be in NXT for now is a great way to build his confidence up. And you can see the difference in Grayson Wilder already. I like the Grayson Wilder that's in NXT. This boy thinks his shit don't stink and he's King Kong. I could get with that. And then we also have so Tony D'Angelo, Zilla Fatu, Grayson Wilder, and whatever bullshit name they got Mike Santana under nowadays. I forgot what his new name is, but nor do I care to know it because he's always gonna be Mike Santana. D said, "Do you think Zilla's gonna get the belt this fast? I kind of want Grayson to win. Like, I'm with you. Like, what a coincidence, Steve. We're thinking the same. We're thinking the same length. Like, I'm hoping that even though they're aware that Zilla's star power is great for the NXT right now and that they can use it, That's right. Oh man, fucking NXT with the name changes. Uh, even though Zilla brings a lot to NXT and they need that extra bump right now, I think it makes a better story, excuse me, putting the belt on Grayson Wilder. Because let's say, all right, ready? We put the belt on Grayson Wilder, right? Then let him. Tony D'Angelo gets a rematch. You know, usually you lose the belt, you get a rematch, right? Let Grayson Wilder's first defense be against Tony D'Angelo. Let him mop. You always usually win your first defense, unless you're Sami Zayn and you defend it in 9 days and lose it. But otherwise, you're usually good for your first defense. Sorry, Sami Zayn. Sorry, Sammy. And then let's build up a big feud with Zilla and Grayson Wilder. This could turn into the feud that we never knew we wanted to see. And I think we'd all be more than happy with a feud with if we get invested into this feud, especially being a feud we did never, that never even came into our thought process. Never once did we ever think, hey, I want to see Grayson Wilder and Zilla Fatu brawl out for the fucking belt. Like, hell no, did none of us ever think about that. I would safely say there's over 1,000 matches I would have thought of before that match. That's how far apart I would be from thinking I wanted to see this. But now I'm liking it. And not for nothing. NXT should not be putting on a better show than Friday nights. If I was Friday Night SmackDown, I would be embarrassed that NXT, the developmental brand, no less, is putting on a better show. D said, I think Zilla is main roster bound by Survivor Series for War Games. And that's where I'm going with it. I think Zilla will be jumping to the main brand a lot sooner than most. And it will be Survivor Series War Games. Zilla goes home. And it could work. It would really work because it made sense. I heard one real good review. There was a really good review I heard about. I forgot who it was that said it, but his reasoning of why he thought Zilla shouldn't be on the main roster right off the bat was beautiful. And D, it's kind of like what we were saying, same thing. If Zilla would have went straight to the main roster, Zilla would have just been the fifth Oos every night doing the one up. There would be no, oh, yo, that's Zilla. Yo, what's Zilla gonna do? There would be none of that. He would just be the fifth Oos. He'd be the guy who gets them a soda when they're thirsty. Runs to the store to get a sandwich, like for Roman Reigns. Plus, when you come from any company that's not AEW or that's not AEW, I'd say, and even still, you need to learn the WWE way. When I say the WWE way, I mean the TV way. And you'll hear lots of wrestlers that had never been in WWE that had been in all the other promotions before said the same thing for some of them that went to NXT before the main roster. I was in NXT not because they didn't think I had the wrestling or knew how to wrestle. I didn't know how to do with the cameras. I didn't know which camera I need to look at, which camera not to look at. So you got to learn the WWE way with the cameras because that's a whole different game changer besides knowing what to do in the match and whatnot. There's so much more to it when you get to that WWE stage in your career. D said, Anzilla is Jacob's real life brother. So they could break from the blood. Exactly. So they can either break from the bloodline or they could empower the bloodline. That Zilla could come in and end up being the link that makes the bloodline stronger or the opposite. And seeing that Royce Keys now has his own little faction, I kind of feel like Zilla may end up being on Team Roman for War Games. Because War Games is a 5-on-5. And Roman, Jacob, Jay, Jimmy, and we're missing one Oos. Where we can see Solo, LA Knight, and Royce Keys faction being the other team. And if that's going to happen, then hey, they got their 5 already. They're good. And what better way to bring Zilla into the main roster? Teasing that we got one more. We got a secret weapon. And boy, would that be wild seeing Zilla with the bloodline. Yep, exactly. It has to. It's right. It's 5-on-4. So it only makes sense for it to go down. And the best part about putting Zilla, and the best part about Zilla being in the bloodline will be later on. They got, go with the angle with them. And then when it gets stale, get the angle with him and his brother leaving. It's an easy 2-angle solution you get out of it. Also, I don't know if we talked about this at all on Monday. I can't remember if I saw this Monday before we were live, or if I ended up seeing this yesterday before I was live, and was waiting till Friday to talk about this. He said, "Please WWE, give us Zilla. Don't give us cry. Yeah, please don't give us Crybaby Sammy." D, did you hear about this? Right now, creative is talking about not only making Cody Rhodes become heel, but they want to bring the 4 Horsemen faction back. And if so, they want Cody Rhodes to be the leader of it. Now, I gotta say, do it. Cody Rhodes heel as the head of the 4 Horsemen. I love the sound of it already. But You gotta give him the right guys. This could be one of the coolest factions in a long time if it's done right. But the big question though now is who should be in this faction? I think Cody needs to go heel because his babyface stick, it's getting old fast, right? We're sick of it. And I don't mean just me and D. I mean we see it. Me and D see it. We see all the people are not we're not doing it. It's gotten stale. But the way Cody presents himself, always with the Rolex, the suits, he can talk. He does all the shows for WWE. He may not have the hair of him, but he has the same color hair of him. And his father was Dusty Rhodes. Cody reminds me of a Ric Flair in a way. Not Ric Flair in the ring, but Ric Flair out of the ring. Rick always had the Rolex, the suits on, right? I can easily see Cody Rhodes becoming the head of the brand new Four Horsemen. But now my big question is this now. Who are the right people to be in this Four Horsemen? Now, I do feel that if they go this route, whether the fans like it or not, I do feel like we're gonna get one. We're gonna get a rookie. We're gonna get somebody who's brand new to the main roster from NXT, and I think it's gonna be. I think if this happens, it's gonna be Ricky Starks. I think Ricky Starks is gonna be the young boy. He would absolutely be the young boy for this faction. Now, I would love actually. I don't think they would put him in there because I don't think they have enough of faith in him, even though they did right now. But maybe they do give him a chance. What is what's a great thing that the Four Horsemen needs? They need a heater, a tough guy, a big son of a bitch who's badass. Why not put Big Cass? Big Cass is 7 feet tall. He looks like $1,000,000. And to be honest with you, I would love it even more. And I know it's called Four Horsemen, so you got to put four, right? But I would love him since he's making his own horseman. Take the four off of it and just be the horseman instead of the four horsemen. And instead of going with four guys, you go with five. because you're gonna want a tag team. Yep, I agree. He is good friends with Cody. Like I really don't think there's any way this happens without us guaranteed getting Ricky Starks. Chappelle said, I think they should not touch the foreman. The horse. You mean the horseman? You know, make it. I would love to see 5 of them, so that way it's not just a complete bite of the four horsemen, a bite off, and just give them the horseman name. Like Cody, Randy, Braun, Ricky. Yo, I wanted Randy too. I would love it to be Randy. And whoo, Braun. Oh, I feel I do. So I think what they're gonna. I feel like with Braun though, the reason I didn't think of Braun was I think that I feel like Heyman and Braun are gonna be doing their own thing. Man, would I love that thing to turn into Cody's thing with the Horsemen? That would be amazing. If Cody could get Braun, Paul Heyman, Ricky Starks, and I love Randy Orton's name, but I don't see Randy Orton being in a faction that he doesn't lead. I don't see Randy Orton taking orders from Cody Rhodes. But you know who I do see taking orders? Big Cass. And look at this. Just look at Big Cass. And he's a problem. And Big Cass and Ricky Starks or Big Cass and Braun Breaker could easily be tag champs. Yo, Fat Boy Kicks. Yo, Queens, get that money. What up, my brother? Welcome to the random Wednesday night, technically Thursday morning, live. Two young guys, two vets. It works. It really works. I really hope. Actually, know who I would really like it to be instead of Ricky Starks, though? But I feel like, I do truly feel like we're handcuffed to Ricky Starks, that there's no way around him. But since somehow when we talk about these things, somehow miraculously, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be the next day, but miraculously the word gets back to them and we watch it unfold exactly how we said it was going to happen. So if dear WWE, if you're not handcuffed to Ricky Starks, give us Ethan Page instead. Ethan Page, Cody Rhodes, Braun Breaker, Big Cass, Paul Heyman, They could possibly go down as one of the greatest factions of all time if they do it right. If and by them doing it right, I mean WWE, not those guys. Those guys are money. And if they won't give me Big Cass, I'll take Randy Orton. Easily would take Randy Orton. I'd be happy either way, as long as it's one of the two. You know, I do like Big Cass more though because he's a look at the guy. He's 7 feet tall, and he's got a great look to him, and he will be able to work more dates than Randy would be able to. You know, I don't know what Randy's looking like schedule wise. If Randy's not looking to be on the weekly shows every week, then it won't work because whoever is in this faction, we need them to be there every time. We don't want to see 1 week one of the horsemen are there. No. We want the horsemen every freaking show opening the show up because they run it. It's their house. Please, WWE, please listen. Everything that's ever gotten you guys to the dance has been either a once in a generation talent like a Brock Lesnar, a Stone Cold Steve Austin, a Hulk Hogan, a Rock. But after that, it's all about the factions. D-Generation X, NWO, Bullet Club, Nation of Domination, like, come on. Suzuki Gun, Okada's crew he had back in the day. Like you had the Shield, like factions work. Factions make everything so much more entertaining. Maybe Cody and a bunch of young guys. Kind of like what Randy had with Cody and Ted. You know, and if they didn't, you know, and let's say that, right? If they didn't want to do the Horsemen, they can do Legacy. You know what? You know, so it could work. It could work real good. The bloodline would actually have a threat. Roman Reigns' crew, Roman and his guys would finally have a legit threat. Right? They can call it whatever they want. We just need the heel turn and we need him to do it. Yo, what up, Irish? How we feeling tonight? The Irish psychopath. Like literally, and they really like don't wait 17 months from now to do it. Do it. SmackDown is drowning right now. And they're so far below water that they can't see the surface when they look up right now. They're so far below water that they can't see hope up when they're swimming up. This would change everything. I can't complain, Irish. It's Wednesday night and we are live. Man, WWE, you gotta make these moves. Like, because if you don't turn Cody heel, it's game over. Because what do you do with him after this feud? I don't think anybody really wants to see him and Randy feud again as it is. I'm over Cody and Randy Orton feuding. I'm easily would like them together instead. I'd rather see them kicking ass together. Going against each other, I'm done. We saw this already. They had their match at WrestleMania. That's the payoff. We don't want it anymore. Hey, what up, Engine? No habla español. Sorry, buddy. I don't speak. I don't really know any Spanish. If I did, I would do it for you though. And you probably don't know what I'm saying. But oh, good. You do speak English too. Perfect. Hunter SmackDown sucked last week, like and not just last week. Since WrestleMania, they have not delivered. It's been one Friday after another Friday. Fail, 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 fail. No worries. I'm native English speaker anyway. Awesome Engine. I was about to look up like how to say welcome to the chat. Engine, you into wrestling? SmackDown equals Andre the Giant size shit. Not just any shit, Andre the Giant shit. To the point WWE now has to make my Friday nights complicated. I had it nice and simple. Friday night SmackDown review, and then whatever happens after it. But no. Now I got to go out of my way and think of a topic every Friday because WWE can't get their Friday nights show to standards. And not even like a little, not even like an okay show because we're realistic. Wrestling has no off season. It's all year around. There's no off season, no days off every Friday, every Monday. plus one pay-per-view every month, random special shows, and that's just what's on TV. No, Irish guys. It's Andre the Giant crap. Remember, not just any crap. Throwback Fridays now. Fuck SmackDown. That's what I'm talking about, D. That's right. This Friday is going to be episode 1 for Throwback Fridays. Shit, I bet it ends up turning out better anyway, which isn't hard seeing what they've given us to work with SmackDown. And I gotta be like, somebody sitting around the table of creative has to be saying like, "Hey guys, what are we doing? It's not working." There's no way they can possibly think it's working. It's night and day difference between between Monday and Friday. You know, guys, I couldn't even tell you the last time I actually fully watched SmackDown. That's how bad it's been. I watch either the highlight reel or I pull up Wrestling Inc. and I read and I go down. I scroll to see. All right, what was the match? Who won? Next. Now, with Monday night, I don't miss a Raw. I may not watch it when it first goes on. I may watch it after it goes off and then start from there. But I still watch it, and I still watch it every Monday. They need to just let everyone do both shows because SmackDown has nothing interesting. You know what I mean? Like, if they're not gonna, if you can't handle running 2 shows, then do 1. And stop with letting like, I don't wanna see guys freely bounce between it. If a SmackDown guy comes over from to Monday Night Raw, that I want they should be the general manager and security should be all up on that shit and be treating him like he's invading. Make it realistic. Give that realistic feeling. They need to treat the same way when Scott. Obviously it's never going to be the same when Scott Hall came to WCW, but that's how you need to treat it when a Raw or SmackDown guy crosses sides. Tell him, D, the numbers don't lie, brother. They don't. Your next door neighbor may lie. Your mailman may lie. Shit, you may lie to yourself sometimes. But the numbers don't lie. They don't know how. They can only tell the truth. Listen to this fact. WWE Raw on August 17th, 2026 drew 2.7 million global viewers on Netflix over 7 days, ranking 6th globally for English television and 3rd in the United States. SmackDown was 1.28 million. Right there is already a problem. 2.7 million for Raw, 1.8 million for SmackDown. That's not a little difference. That's a huge difference. Then the viewers were at a 0.32 rating, which left them at 18 out of 49 demographic for its latest broadcast on the USA Network. Raw ranking 6 globally, third in the US. SmackDown 0.32 rating, 18 out of 49 demographic for its latest broadcast for USA. And not for nothing, why is SmackDown not on Netflix also? How do you have one show on Netflix and not the other? To be honest, all of them should be on it. It should be Monday Night Raw, Netflix, NXT, Netflix, SmackDown, Netflix, or at least Raw and SmackDown should be on Netflix, NXT on USA. If they, because I know they like to use USA, I get it. There's a lot of reminiscent times with USA after all the years. The only time I lie is when I'm in bed. That's when I lie all night. Woo! Dude, NXT is closer to SmackDown than SmackDown is to Raw. What the fuck? And that's a problem. Your developmental brand. And remember the key word there, developmental. Should not be anywhere near your main brand. These guys are supposed to be getting ready to go to the brand, not almost doing the same as them. That's mind boggling. NXT recently averaged 683 viewers. SmackDown was at 1.28. That's not that far off. 0.14 rating, SmackDown 0.32 rating. Both of them 18 out of 49 demographic. There's the problem going on. There's a big problem. Now, hey, SmackDown don't gotta be doing better than Raw, even though that should be the goal. But damn, it's gotta do better than what it is. SmackDown should be doing should be a lot closer. Like it is perfectly said. Unreal. Nice, Irish. Congrats. Nice. Let's go. Like, completely unreal. SmackDown needs to wake the fuck up. I know Raw has always been the A show, but NXT is about to be the B show, right? Like, oh wait, forgot about AAA. So what are we at now? Raw, AAA, NXT, then SmackDown. I think they put the Undertaker on the wrong at the wrong show. I think they need to let the Undertaker start running SmackDown instead. Because hey, if Undertaker can do what he's doing for AAA, the guy who doesn't wrestle anywhere near the AAA style in the beginning, had wondered what the hell he was doing there in AAA of all places, and still turned that around to be a home run. Imagine what maybe Undertaker could do with SmackDown. Why not bring in Bully Ray? We know they're using him. He's got a good mind. He knows the business. Why not bring in Bully Ray to help with creative on Fridays? AAA's weekly programming and special events on YouTube and Partner Network have pulled strong digital numbers. They're doing anywhere from 80,000 to over 150,000 plus viewers per show. Wow. That's awesome for AAA. The show's finally increased global visibility. Like AAA's doing it. And if the only reason I don't watch AAA is because I'm on my buddy's live when it goes live. Otherwise, I would watch AAA every Saturday. And then by the time the weekend's over, it's now time for Monday Night Raw, and it's like, all right. And AAA just kind of gets forgotten about. But man, are they doing phenomenal. What up, Thunder? They're doing big things. And hey, if they weren't doing good, they would have never, Triple H would have never agreed to doing this tournament where the winner gets a shot at Roman Reigns' belt. That right there is a sign that says, hey, Triple A is making moves. You absolutely could, Irish. You absolutely could. I'll teach them all how to be psychopaths. You want to see something crazy? Look at this shit. Nice, Thunder. I just watched Watched this week's episode earlier today, actually. What do you got for us, D? There he is. Raw Man is in the building. Uh-oh. Did somebody say I want to rent? What's good, my brother? AEW's flagship show, Dynamite, averaged 587,000 total viewers, 0.10 P18 to 49 key demographic rating for its August 19, 2026 episode on TBS. AEW can't even beat NXT? Holy shit. Where's Nasty tonight? Oh, where's Nasty? We need Nasty to come by right now with his WWE hate. We're going to get him next time he comes on. Oh, he's done now with his WWE hate. Roman, I was hoping you saw the bat signal. Roman, you don't do Instagram or Facebook? Now that they put on ESPN, I could watch it because my mom and pops usually watch their show on TV out in the living room. Nice, Thunder. Damn. We need to figure out a way I could send you the bat signal sometimes. You know, it hit like it was 1:30 and I said to myself, shit, I gotta do some work in the house. And then I said, but I don't really want to do it. Maybe I should just go freaking live instead. So I hit up D. I said, D, what do you think? You you around right now? D said, fuck yeah, let's run it. And I said, let's fuck you damn right. I'm making a live up right now, and here we are. There he is. I am number one. Now we got the full set, baby. Got my own horseman. Yo, I am number one. What about you also? Do you have a Facebook or an Instagram? Um, I don't know yet if I'm gonna do it. If when this Sunday comes I'm awake, then yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do Heat Wave if I'm awake. Sundays are rough. By Sunday, I had already done Monday live, Tuesday live. Well, this week we got Wednesday live, 2 lives for Friday, and then on Saturday night I do my buddy's live. That's till like 4 a.m. we go, and then after that we hang out till like 6:37 in the morning. So by Sunday I'm usually in a coma. So, but if I'm not in a coma Sunday night, we'll do NXT's pay-per-view. Alright, you got a Facebook, perfect. What's your Facebook? If you don't mind, putting it in the chat. Or better yet, D, do you have his Facebook already? Because if D has your Facebook already, I'll have D just send me it. If you don't wanna, like, put it out there. Because so that way me and D could let some of you guys know when he said, "Hunter, don't forget to rant on Friday." I might even give you a little rant tonight. The night we still we're gonna hang out for a little while more still. Cool. And or even better yet too. How's my own Facebook? So where's my own Facebook? Because I can put my Facebook in the chat. You could just hit it up. So that way we could let you know sometimes. Because like tonight, for instance, was not a planned live or anything. I just didn't want to do my work in the house, and luckily D was free. Otherwise, this would have never happened tonight. Yeah, D, do me a solid, D. Put my Facebook in the chat. I know it's terrible. I don't know my own Facebook offhand. But I'm terrible with Facebook, but I get the alerts at least, so I'll know. Hey, Roman, any reason why no Facebook or Instagram? And I don't blame you guys. I used to, bro. I never wanted to have an Instagram. Never had zero ambition of wanting a freaking Instagram. I only got an Instagram because I was building a gym in my basement in my old house, and there was a contest to win a few $1,000s worth of gym equipment. So I entered in this contest to try to win some gym equipment. And you had to have a freaking Instagram for it, unfortunately. So I was just making Instagram for that, and then I was done. I was gonna delete it and be done, never to go on Instagram again. And then people saw that I was on Instagram right away and started hitting me up, and now I felt bad. I didn't want to tell 40 people right off the bat, like, hey, thanks for reaching out, but I'm deleting this. So I kept it. And now here I am with a freaking Instagram every day. And Facebook, I wasn't a Facebook guy. My era, what did we do? We did MySpace, I think it was called. And that shit when that shit was over with, Facebook was the next thing that came up next. So it was just everybody kind of just migrated to that. But shit, number one reason I used all those social media platforms. One reason only: to meet girls. that don't live in your neighborhood. Yo, what up, 402? How we doing tonight, low top? I don't get down with social media and all that bullshit. So what you're really saying, Raw Man, is that you're happier in life. I'm telling you. I got so many friends that turn around to me nowadays and tell me, hey, ever since I took a social media break, I'm happier. Social media is like a dick swinging contest, and people get lost in the sauce all the fucking time. For I don't know why. People getting jealous of other people. So stupid. I'm number one. So I'm not big on the socials, but at least I got it. Let me tell you, if I could, if I didn't have a YouTube channel at this point, I would have my social media accounts would just be ghost. I'd still have the accounts, but I'd never ever go by them. They would just sit there all day and night. YouTube is my social media. Somewhat happy. I still have my ups and downs. Hey, but it's real life up and downs at least, bro. You're not having a breakdown because you didn't put up the latest post, or you're having a fight. Yo, he didn't like my picture. Oh, oh, it's too much. It's too much. Thank you, D. Hey, so I am number one. Make sure you hit up me and D on Facebook. And if anybody else has Facebook that doesn't have Instagram, yo, hit me and D up so that way we can let you guys know like when we do random fucking lives. But like tonight, for instance, like this was awesome that you guys all happen to see that we're live. Plus, as time goes on, maybe if if some of you would want to do it, we could do like a text message chat group. Me, I the same way they got the YouTube chat, same way they got Instagram chats and Facebook chats. I got people that got each other's real numbers that are in group chats together too. It's always something that could be done later on if you guys decide you want to do it. I know sharing your personal number isn't, you don't want to share your personal number with just anybody. So that's why I say if maybe some of us want to do it together. He said, fuck Pittsburgh. And if my Cowboys don't win, I go for the Ravens next. I said my social media is my YouTube as well. I'm always watching videos. I'll tell you, man, I'm the worst fucking YouTuber around. Every one of my friends that has a YouTube channel tells me tell the same thing. They're always on YouTube watching videos and shit. Me, Bro, if I'm not live or looking for something specific, I'm watching my TV. I'm watching movies. I don't get me wrong, I do enjoy YouTube still, of course, but not as much as I enjoy movies. I like watching movies the best. I'm down for that for sure. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Oh, I know you down, D. Shit. D got my personal number. Romance lit. I got Jim in the morning. I saw you were on, so I figured I'd pop in and say hello. Hey, Thunder, have a good night, brother. And hey, enjoy that gym morning, man. Oh man, I do miss it, but at the same time, I don't miss it. Oh man, I remember working out. Ooh, I remember being in the gym, being a gym rat. Oh man, if you're gonna do the gym, yo, you do the gym. Otherwise, you wasting your time, man. I kept that. My gyms. I treated the gym like it was my religion. Shit, it was this time Monday to Friday. Bam, run to the gym, then run at the gym, run home from the gym, plus lifting weights at the. The beauty of my younger days. Now I'm old and I don't need to punch anybody anymore. I could just relax and be fat and eat. There you go. All right, let's say. Let me ask you this. Let's. So I always gotta make sure I keep. I so no one can ever say, "Oh, it's clickbait." Blah blah blah. Let me hear a dream match that could never happen. A dream match that could never happen. Whether it's because you don't think these guys will ever be in the same company, or one of these guys unfortunately isn't alive anymore. So the match, obviously, if the guy's dead, the match can't happen. Whatever the case is, a dream match that could never happen. Oh shit. Hey, I am number one. Thank you for your service, bro. You gotta let us know, man. Shit. Yo, I am number one. Thank you, my brother. Ooh, Brian Pillman versus Jay White. Ooh. Okay, and we're gonna go more into it too. Who after after you say what your dream match is, and I get up to your comment, we're gonna also talk about who goes over in the match of your dream match. And remember, it's your dream match you're making up. So I want to know who goes over afterwards too. So we got first up, we got Pillman versus Jay White. The mind games between the two and a long storyline. Okay, so we got a long storyline. The mind games back and forth. All right, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. Who who goes over, and is there any belt involved also? You know, I want to, you guys to fully, the full thing with it. First, who it is, and then we'll get into it. So we got Jay White going over Pillman. Pillman's gonna get too unhinged, and the veteran Jay White is too calculated. I like it. I like it. We got up next. D went with Kurt Hennig versus Chad Gable. And it would be a wrestling clinic because of the skill set of both these guys going at it. Let's hear it, D. Who do we got? Who do we got going over? Is Mr. Perfect going over, or is Gable going over? Any belt on the line? Low Top, you still here, Low Top? Well, get in there. We want to hear a dream match from you too. Raw Man, we need a dream match. Irish, Hurt, Mr. Perfect, Chad, and Gable. Whew. Bobby the Brain helps Mr. Perfect like the good old days. And Perfect wins the IC title again. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Where's Raw Man at? Irish, you still here? There we go. Kurt Angle versus Mr. Perfect. Where do we go with it from there, Raw Man? Do we got who's going over? We going Kurt, or we going Mr. Perfect? I'm gonna start getting mine ready. I'll go next. Okay, Kurt Angle. Any scenario, or just a regular match? Was there any belt on the line, Roman? Was it a clean cut match? Let's see. Who did I go with? I'm gonna go with Eddie Guerrero versus Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles. And it's gonna be AJ Styles when he was the leader of the Bullet Club for the IWGP World Title three-way match. Of course, Sean's gonna be prime Sean in great shape. Eddie's gonna be brolic Eddie that he was before he passed away. Eddie, that shape he was in, and we're gonna have and as much as I want to put AJ Styles, I always want AJ to win, but for the for this one, I'm gonna have Eddie Guerrero win the match with doing some kind of cheating. Maybe he throws powder in Sean's eyes and then throws him out of the ring. You know, something with Eddie cheating because he's got to cheat. But definitely, I'm having Eddie becomes the new IWGP World Champion over Bullet Club AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels. And it would be at a special pay-per-view that would have WWE and New Japan doing a WrestleMania type show together. Oh yes. It's true. It's damn true. Yo, Kurt Angle is so fucking good. It kills me every day that we don't have Kurt Angle as a manager. Got you, Roman. We'll be here. Like, how good would have it been if Kurt Angle was a manager for the Creed brothers and Gable? Gable under Kurt Angle. That's when I would give them the real. That's when I want to hear American Team Alpha. That's an American Team Alpha. Kurt Angle as the manager, Gable and the Creed brothers. Whew. And I'd throw somebody else in there. I don't know who else, but obviously he's got to be an Olympian. I always wanted to see a WWE or WCW Pillman Austin feud. We never got a Hollywood Blondes blow up and blow off. They just broke up and went separate directions. And that was because WCW fucked it up too. They just gave up on them being a tag team. Which just goes to show you WCW's great booking back then. Like, it's no surprise Eric Bischoff, who had a WCW job that was a joke in the beginning, like he was nobody in the company, turned around and ended up taking over the entire company. Like it is no surprise. Decent. Number one, I was a Hollywood Blondes mark. They were my favorite old WCW tag team. Number one said, yo, yep, they fucked up bad. They're my favorite team ever, period. Man, they were so good. You know, it kills me sometimes that people forget about how good Austin was before they just had him come out and beat you up and then stun you. That no, Austin was a real wrestler in the ring. He can really go. And him and Pillman were magic. Well, listen, if you guys love Flying Brian and Stunning Steve, I am happy to tell you when I start posting up when I start the channel for the wrestling figures, I do have Flying Brian and Stunning Steve for the figure brand for the WPF figures. And they'll be winning some gold. They will definitely be winning some gold. They may not be winning the gold first. If they end up on the same brand as the Outsiders, that could be a problem at first. But they're definitely going to be a beautiful tag team. And because I'm running two promotions, not like a Monday and a Friday. Well, actually, technically, it would be like a Monday and a Friday type thing with the two, because it'll be two. I'm gonna have two rings set up, but I'm gonna use guys differently. Like for instance, if Stunning Steve and Flying Brian Pillman are on one brand, I can still have on the other brand Stone Cold Steve Austin and Brian Pillman in the Hart Foundation. Because once, I'm not going to have the brands intervene only at Survivor Series. Now, will they go against each other, the brands? But if it was a Survivor Series, I would never have Brian Pillman versus Flying Brian Pillman. You know what I mean? Like I would never let that happen though. But I would still let anybody that has a different gimmick be different on separate brands. Outside of my favorite tag, you and me both, brother. Oh yeah. I got the Harlem Heat in the red outfit with the red attire with the flames. And I got the Outsiders in the attire that they were in at Bash at the Beach in that red attire. I don't have Sherry yet though. She's there. I'm waiting for the remake of her right now. They got a Sherry coming out in a few months that I'm gonna grab when she comes out again. Gotta have Sherry. Gotta have Sherry with him. The blondes and the Steiners are my go-to favorites. I got the Steiners too. And I got both Steiners. I got the OG Steiners when they used to come out with the Letterman jackets. And then I got Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner with the dog collar and the infamous black leather jacket. Oh, and D with the Outsiders. I also have Razor Ramon and Diesel too. Big Papa Pump for your hookup. Holla if you hear me. Nice, I missed the right. Yeah, I tried to instead of getting 25 John Cena's in different color shirts, I would rather have maybe 2 John Cena's and get 18 other guys that I never had before. I tried to keep the variety big. It was all about variety. If I couldn't like I had made a list of like 100 guys and I come to find out that a lot of the guys on the list didn't have figures at all yet. And then the best was I didn't know that there was like this secret list of figures that like the people that collect figures want bad for their collection, and they have been waiting for figures on this list to be made for the last 10 years. And this is why I say if you ever want to do the wrestling figures, now is the time to do it. Do not wait. Because on that list that they've been waiting for 10 years, 7 or 8 of them are have gotten all made this year. They got Tommy Dreamer for the first time. Sabu. New Jack. And New Jack comes with the staple gun, a trash can, a kendo stick. Owen Hart in the black and pink, the Owen Hart from WWE attire. Um, Sid Vicious before he was Sid Vicious, when he had the blue trunks and he was a good guy. Repo Man was another figure that people really wanted that never was made before. Then you got like guys like Joe Henry that got their first ever figure. Jeff Cobb got his first figure with WWE. Tala Tunga, Tunga Loa, and Tala Tunga. All three all three of those brothers also got their first ever figures. Sid Justice. There we go. Yep, thank you. It's nice just talking wrestling and not dealing with bullshit in the chat. It's the random lives are nice because some certain people we won't mention names magically didn't appear tonight. And when certain names don't appear, there's no problems. I noticed everything ran smooth tonight. So the Outsiders, Jay White, Vader, Stan Hansen, a lot of guys who went back and forth to Japan and WCW. So if you like a lot of Japan WCW guys too, I got well my favorite for that, Ultimo Dragon. And yes, I even got an Ultimo Dragon figure. I got an OG Conan figure from when he was in the Mexico promotion before he came to the States. Oh, absolutely. I love the Great Muta. Big Great Muta fan too. We got the Great Muta. We have an Okada. I got like three different Will Ospreys. The Good Brothers. Um, honestly, it might be easy to say who I don't have. I don't have a Shane Douglas. They didn't make a Shane Douglas yet, which I'm praying it happens. There's no Shane Douglas, and there's no Mike Awesome that was made yet. I'm trying to think of which Kenny Omega I have, but unfortunately, he is an AEW figure. What up, Chappelle? Welcome back. Do you have the Golden Lovers? That's Omega and Kota Ibushi, right? Is the Golden Lovers? They don't have a there isn't a Kota Ibushi figure yet. If there was, I would have I would have got him without a doubt. I love the Lovers during the major run. They were amazing. I don't know if I have the Brooklyn Brawler. I think I have him as a build a figure because there's a lot of build a figures when you get the whole sets. And certain they had certain figures like you couldn't get unless you bought the whole set to do the build a figure with it. I feel like he was one of the build a figures. Dial Kenny Omega is Chappelle. Have you not seen what they were doing to poor Kenny Omega recently? Before Kenny became world champion again, they were they had him he was jobbing out to a lot of guys losing match after match after match. And hey, I get that Kenny was trying to help out and put a lot of guys over, which is good to do to help try to bring guys up. But he was doing it so much that he made me not want to watch the matches anymore with him. Because man, I used to love watching Kenny Omega matches. Man, Kenny Omega from Japan to Kenny Omega in AEW is like night and day difference. I want Kenny Omega from Japan. That's the Kenny Omega I want. Exactly, D. No, I don't have Skinner, but if if I did the older style figures, they had there was a Skinner for that. No, you definitely can't say Omega's selfish. No, not at all. That's for shit sure. He said, "I know, I remember. We all talked about this on the live." Yes, we did. It hurt. It hurt to call him a jobber at the time, but he unfortunately, it was like he was a jobber putting all these guys over the way. I hope they all fucking appreciate the shit out of what he did. Because you can bet your sweet ass Hulk Hogan would have never did it in a million years. Shit. Skinner always wrestling with the chewing tobacco in his mouth. Skinner's a good name. Is a good talent too to use to try to stump somebody. Because not anybody, not just anybody remembers Skinner, right? That don't work for me, brother. I could see Hulk now. And you know what? I gotta give it to Hulk. Nobody knew how to do a contract like fucking Hulk Hogan. Most guys just sign the contract and wrestle, not Hulk. He signs the contract and he gets creative control over his character. Unbelievable. Exactly. Hey, I'll tell you one thing too. If I was Hulk Hogan and I had creative control over my character, you bet your sweet ass I'm making sure I stay on top at all times. I'm not I'm not doing the job for nobody. Shit. Look at Triple H when he had the book at one point. If anybody remembers that time period where Triple H was the world champion like forever, guess who was booking at that time? Triple H. And I don't blame and shit, I don't blame him for a second either. If you're gonna let me book the show while I'm active wrestler on the show, you could bet your sweet ass I'm putting the belt on myself and running with it. Shit. If you don't think you should be the world champion, then why the fuck are you wrestling? If you have the ability and control, why would you not stay on top? I would be 1,000 and 0. Right? Like, it's bullshit to think that other wrestlers would have done it if they had the opportunity. I always get a kick when people try to like hold that against them or something. Like wrestling back in the day, wrestling was backstabbing and politicians and backstage politicians at all times. No wonder Kane's the mayor of his area these days. After he survived wrestling politics, must be a joke going to do the other politics for him now. Shit, same thing for Rhino. Rhino was the mayor at one point for his area. I don't think he is anymore, but I just remember Rhino was the mayor or something, or the governor or whatever for a while too. This guy used to gore the shit out of, he used to gore people and rip them apart when he hit the gore on them. And they let him be, they put a suit on that guy? I will say Hulk put some guys over. Lex in WCW, Warrior in WWF. But you know what I do like that Hulk always did? If you were Hulk's friend, like his real friend, he got you a job when you didn't have that job anymore in wrestling and needed it. And like, hey, I get it that a lot of those guys were like a joke when they went to WCW, and they were all getting like bullshit replica names that they had in WWF, which didn't help, which really didn't help some of those guys. But shit, Hulk still got you a job and a paycheck every week. What more could what, whether you get over or not, that's up to you to do. Exactly. Ex beefcake. Shit. What up, cheeseburger? Elijah Burke. That was the Pope, right? Elijah Burke. I liked him in WWE and in TNA. Yes, sir. Okay. Yo, the Pope was good. I liked him in TNA and ROH. I liked him in too. If I got it right, I think he did some stuff in ROH later on after TNA. Yeah, he was solid. He was the he was my favorite wrestler as a kid. Yeah, that's awesome. And Cheeseburger, welcome to the live. If you don't mind, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the WPF, the Wolfpack Federation. We talk, we talk about all things wrestling, not just the current product. He said, "Yep, I liked and subscribed." Boys, welcome. Give them the proper welcome to the pack. Cheeseburger, too sweet. Welcome to the pack, brother. I am number one. Said we glad to have you. Too sweet. Yeah, we got a nice community of real wrestling fans. Of course, every now and then, we get some grown ups that need to get put in their place. But Cheeseburger, welcome to the pack. It's just too Sweet LD. Don't talk about cheeseburger. And I know you got the cheeseburger emoji, but does the name have anything to do with the wrestler cheeseburger by chance? I will say, the wrestler cheeseburger from ROH, I like that kid because you had a guy who did not look like a wrestler ever. He was so skinny, wasn't the biggest, wasn't the tallest, but this guy never gave up. He had the heart of a champion, and he took any opportunity you gave Cheeseburger. Man, I always respected that guy from ROH. When you WPF, you are WPF for life. I wish I was him and had his money. Shit, you and you and us both, man. Whew, yo, the money, especially, when you do money, you save your money the right way, and you're a wrestler, and you make it to the big spots with the big payoffs. Shit, like when you get a chance, look up Coffee Kingston's house. Like he's I like Coffee as a great example of a guy that wasn't a Stone Cold Steve Austin or Rock or Undertaker, good solid wrestler, was in the company for I forgot how many double digit years before getting to ever be a world champion, which shockingly even happened, Coffee Mania. But if you look at the money this guy made in his 19 years with WWE, being a mid Carter guy, like, oh, he's got a bigger house than a lot of famous people. I wonder what Coffee and Xavier will do now since they left WWE. Yeah, right now would be a great time for a troll. All right, we all Gucci. I'm back. Let's go, Raw Man. Raw Man, meet Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger, meet Raw Man. That's my fourth horseman. I think Coffee and Xavier. I keep hearing two things with those guys. I keep hearing they're either going to AEW and they're going to be with Swerve, or they're going to TNA. And I think since we did not see Coffee or Xavier Woods at lockdown, that just happened this past Sunday, that there's more of a chance that maybe they are going to be with AEW. you think Enzo is returning? No. I think that the only way Enzo was returning was the night Big Cass returned. Now, supposedly though, that there was a conversation that happened. I wasn't able to hear about anything more than that there was a conversation. So it wasn't just that WWE just took Big Cass and did not, and there was no talk with Enzo at all. But I don't know if maybe it was over the money, which 9 out of 10 times it's usually what it is. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are now using their names. That's right. Yep. Xavier Woods will be Austin Creed, and I forgot. Kofi was going by what? Something Kingston, right? They have not officially signed with All Elite Wrestling yet, but the reports are strongly expect them to join the promotion soon. I wish them well to their future endeavors. Oh, hell yeah. I think it's a very bad look that WWE is doing this to guys that have been loyal to them for over 10 years. And it's not like Coffee and Xavier were just like eating cake and catering every week and they were just never using them and doing nothing with them. No, these guys were on TV every week. They made they made the town every week. And they were guys you could rely on. And some I feel like a lot of times, we forget about that part of the wrestling world. Hey, you can have the best name and the best look and be the guy in the ring, right? But if you're not good, if we can't trust you on the outside of the ring to do the right thing, well, then we how do we then you may not make every show. And if we can't count on you to be at every show, we can't do anything with you. Look at Jeff Hardy back in the day with TNA. When he was the world champion, going against Sting for the first time. He was so intoxicated that he couldn't even walk out, and it was a pay per view and everything. Man, I'm so happy Jeff Hardy is clean today and doing great. But you can be the best. The fans could love you as all a fan wants, but if you are not something that the company can trust to make every show, which stuff like that, you only gonna know by hiring a wrestler and seeing what happens afterwards. And Coffee and Xavier are battle tested. They made every show. They wanted them somewhere, they were there. They wanted them at a talk show, they were there. They wanted them doing an autograph signing, they were there. So to fire guys that that you can count on to show up and and wave the WWE flag with the proper respect is mind-boggling. TKO is garbage. It's sad to see that happen to loyal dudes. Very sad. Right, D? Thanks, TKO, you pieces of shit. I wish I could put TKO in a steel cage match. I'd love to take TKO and dribble their head off the ring like a basketball. Jeff had more pills in him that night than the CVS pharmacy had in the building. You ain't wrong. And and it didn't just stop there either. It wasn't even like a one and done with them. It was like, hey, if we can do it to Coffee and Xavier, well, let's keep the ball rolling. Sheamus, I can't believe after all the years Sheamus has been with the company that we're finally gonna have Sheamus in another company. It just doesn't. It feels weird. He was like a zombie out there. Is it really? Shit. Shit. Well, you know what? I can go. I can go to 4:45. Then I gotta cut it. I can stay up to 4:45, and then I'll call it a night so we can still hang out for a little longer if you guys want to hang out still. Right? Poor Sheamus. And you know what though? I hope Sheamus comes back wherever he ends up landing, which AEW, like half the company wants him, the other half doesn't want him. And the half that doesn't want him is because they don't want to lose their spot. But I hope Sheamus gets in the best shape of his life while he's off right now, which I'm sure he is. And he shows WWE TKO why they should have never ever got rid of him and offered him a ridiculous contract. Like, how crazy is that? Hey, we're gonna give you half the money to work your same schedule, though. We're not gonna give you any less days. No, no. You're gonna work your exact same schedule, but we're just gonna give you half the money. And then be surprised when guys are like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Dude's been there since 2009. You know what I mean? Like, and Sheamus, another guy who you know for sure will make every show that he needs to be at. And it's not easy doing all that traveling. Like, when you got guys that are loyal that are gonna be good to do all that traveling, you don't insult them and give them a shitty contract that's gonna make them leave. Imagine a League of Nations reunion. D said, I understand you got to get rid of the old to push the new guys, but WWE really are not doing that either, right? Like, why did we give these guys these insulting contracts to make them leave? For what? And why are you doing it to loyal guys that can still go? Like, these aren't guys that you're just let sit in the back of catering every Monday night while everybody else is working. These were three guys. Coffee, Xavier, and Sheamus were constantly on TV. Whether you liked them or you didn't like them, they were on TV all the time. Hunter, I heard Vince McMahon took back over WWE. Is that true? It's not true yet, but there are rumors going on that Vince wants to come back and take it over. He hasn't done it yet, but I would not be surprised if it happens. Because hey, if Vince wants to do something, Vince does it. This guy took a girl and made her a legal prostitute for him and his people. Like, could you imagine, like, even just telling somebody that? So, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a bullshit title. And what you're really going to do is I'm going to come over and bang you whenever I want. And whenever I need to maybe give somebody an extra signing bonus push, I'm going to send you over to them to bang them also. And in return, you're never going to work a day of your life. Your rent's going to be paid. You're going to get like 10 grand a week to do whatever you want. The fucking world we live in is absolutely wild. I heard they did give him a contract, but he declined it. I would have accepted only if they made me win the IC title because it would have made him a Grand Slam champion. So, Cheeseburger, what they're doing is they're offering the contract that TKO is offering the guys like Sheamus, Coffee, and Xavier is they're telling them they're offering them half their pay that they're making now, half to work the same amount of days. No less days or shows. All the same amount just for half the money. And I'm glad that these wrestlers have not let this happen, let this go. I'm glad that they said, okay, fuck you, I'm out. Because if they didn't do that, could you imagine how many more people would have got that done to them? Once Vince left WWE, Austin Theory fell off. You gotta admit. Oh yeah, that was. If it wasn't for him getting to be in the Vision, he could have been on the chopping block, and it's a shame because Austin Theory was good in Evolve. When I used to watch Austin Theory and Evolve wrestling, I said this guy's gonna be in WWE without a doubt. They just need to put him with the right ones. Now the original Vision was great for Austin Theory. Braun Breaker, Brunson, Big Brunson Reed, and Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, that works. This Vision is like Stevie Wonder. To ask people to take a 50% pay cut is fucking ridiculous. I know I would leave my job in a heartbeat if they asked me to do that bullshit. Like, right? And not only asking you to take a 50% pay cut to tell you that you're gonna work the same amount of dates that you were just working for double the money. Get the fuck out of here. Stevie Wonder Vision is crazy. Like I heard the Miz is next actually to leave. That the Miz got hit with the same contract and didn't accept it. So I'm waiting to see fully with the Miz what happens. But it's just so ridiculous. Like you got how many shows you're doing a year, making how much money. You didn't need to do this to these guys. To these, especially these loyal guys that are still going. Hey, if you were like, hey, you, I'm gonna have to give you half the pay, but you're gonna work. You're not gonna work as many dates, and then on top of that, you're really just sitting in catering all day. You're not even getting ring time. Okay, then I'll suck it up and take the contract. Because let's be honest, at that point, you're like WWE's number one fan. If it was football, you'd be the third string quarterback. One of the best jobs in the world. My dream job is to be a third string quarterback for anybody but the Jets because the Jets usually use their third string quarterback. I'm more than happy to be the third string quarterback. I get to sit with the team, best seats in the house every game. I sit with the team on the bench. I don't get my body doesn't get destroyed on the field. And I make a payday that makes my lifestyle very luxurious. Please, somebody let me be a third string quarterback. I'd like to see a match with your WPF logo and the NWO font. Thank you. Hey, it's a good idea. That could work. Hey, that could be. You never know. You never know. Good old copyright greed. Welcome to America, right? The Jets stand for just end the season. Just end the season. Oh no. I like that. That was good. That was good. Oh, oh man, but seriously, like, I would do anything to be a third string quarterback. You know who I used to really feel bad for? Gold Dust. Could you imagine when when he was on WWE's roster at the end when they weren't using him at all? Could you imagine every week you got to show up and do all that painting on you, paint your face like that? That takes like 6 hours to do, and then they don't even use you on TV at all? Oh, that would have drove me freaking nuts. I would have lost my shit. I'm surprised he didn't think of doing the half paint when he was in WWE. I guarantee you that's why he did it when he first went to AEW. He said, "Fuck this shit. I learned my lesson last time." Right, for real, man. He's probably on Sunday Night Heat. Nobody watched it. You know what I mean? But like literally right before they let him go to AEW to be with Cody that at that time, he was not being used on TV at all. Not even they weren't even letting him go out and job out at least. And he still had to be there doing 6 hours of paint just in case. Fuck that. If I became a wrestler, two things I'm not doing: no paint to my face, so that way I don't get stuck doing that every time. And I'm not doing a mask. I don't know how the fuck you wrestle a 40-minute match doing tumble flips, and all other crazy shit with a mask on and not freaking pass out. Last thing I ever liked from Goldust, I remember, was him and R-Truth were good. You know, Goldust was always good in WWE too. Man, I remember when he first came to WWE. Him and Marlena, woo! The rack on Marlena. Woo. God bless America for Marlena. Was she not something fun to look at, or what? Talk about a nice piece of eye candy. And he was so crazy with that gimmick. Gold dust. Like I'll never forget being in the garden when seen him come out. I was grabbing all the stuff as a kid, like from the entrance, the gold things that were falling. It was just like little pieces of paper. But as a kid, you're like, "Oh wow!" Goldust and Booker T were awesome together. Yep, that I think that was my favorite Goldust and Booker T. I think that was my favorite Goldust team up. Booker T, Archer. They all did great with with Goldie. Lita is like a nice piece of eye candy. Every once in a while, you'd crave to best describe her. Yo, I don't know how nobody locked Lita down. After all these years, none of these wrestlers locked Lita down. Like, come on. What happened? After Edge, did she have a no date wrestling policy or what? Was it that bad, the ending with Edge? That she never wanted to date a wrestler again? What the hell? That's right. Yep. Marlena was his real life wife at the time. What a lucky son of a bitch. Having Marlena as a wife. Woo! The freaky shit they were probably doing. I didn't even know they tagged and won titles. Oh yeah. Victoria was good. Oh, absolutely, Victoria. I remember when Goldust had a ball gag in his mouth with the Yo, he was so nuts. Bro, I'll never forget when what I forgot which wrestler it was. I wanna say it was Roddy Piper, and he, like, unzipped his outfit, and he had women's clothing on underneath it. I was like, "What the fuck?" Yo, that shit rocked my mind. I couldn't believe it. I said, "What is" yo, maybe he's not playing a character anymore. Maybe he really is like this. Yo, you know what? So did I. I forgot Goldust was in TNA. I don't remember him in TNA at all. Wow. Goldust was a freak, but he played that character perfectly. Hey, I think we can all agree that he played that character too perfectly. I think some of the things he was doing in the ring, he was doing at home for sure. He did too good of a performance. There's no way he wasn't a freak at home. So cheeseburger, just to let you know, every every Monday and Friday we go live, and if I don't end up going live on on the Monday night, then I go live on Wednesday to make up for missing Monday always. And Friday we just usually don't miss. Some days we should all go to WrestleMania. Oh man, I would love to. Shit. I know for sure Donald's down. I am number one would be down. I know Raw Man would be down. 100%. Shit, first drinks on cheeseburger. You heard him. We all man, I would love that. That would be so awesome. Nothing better than like going to WrestleMania, right? Like I hate that the tickets are so like ridiculous. Because I got this thing when I go to wrestling shows that I either have to be on it's gotta either be floor seats or the first section off the floor. Anything further than that, I don't sit. I would rather just stay home and watch and see it better on TV. I don't know how some people go to the shows and they can't even see the ring. It's like, where's the fun in that? I wanna be able to actually see what's going on. Oh, yeah. They attacked it hard. Whew. Count me in. He said drinks are on him. I'm getting fucking wasted. Right? Shit. All right. It's 4:41. I got four more. We got 4 more minutes. So I'm gonna have to call it. Cheeseburger. If you like If you're into movies, collectibles, like Marvel, DC, and stuff like that, right above me, I believe it is. Yeah, it is. I have a second channel that I go live every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, where we talk about movies and collectibles and stuff like that. That, and a lot of times I'll go live on the other channel. A lot of times on Fridays I'll do double duty. I'll go live on the movie and collectible channel, maybe 9 to 11:45, and then an hour later I jump on the wrestling channel from then to like 3:30. Ted, great movie. But thank you everybody for coming through tonight. Beautiful random live. Sucks I got to do double the work in my house tomorrow now, but it was worth it to come hang out with all you wrestling psychopaths, my brothers. We will be live this Friday night, of course, 12:45 Eastern, 12:45 p.m. No, sorry, not p.m. 12:45 a.m. Eastern, Saturday. It sounds weird because it's still Friday night for us, but technically it's 12:45 a.m. Saturday. But you get it. It's Friday, late Friday night. We go live. Thank you everybody as always for coming through. Cheeseburger, thanks for joining the pack. We hope to see you on the next one, and we hope you keep coming back. To my horsemen, we're the Donald. I am number one. Roman, we're the real horsemen. Because when you hunt with the pack, you never hunt alone. And as always, everybody, stay hunting, and I'll catch you on the next one. 2